Hi, this is Jesse Liberty from Pluralsight, and welcome to C Sharp from Scratch. This course is about everything you need to know about C Sharp, but we make no assumptions that you're already a programmer. I will teach you everything you need to know from the very beginning. If you do have experience in other programming languages, you can easily use our controls to skip ahead to the parts that are of interest to you. One question that may immediately be on your mind is what software and hardware do you need? As for hardware, you need a PC, needs to be running a version of Windows, and as for software, you will need some version of Visual Studio. You can download a free version of Visual Studio, and we'll look at how to do that in just a moment, at this URL. This course is very much about learning through programming rather than theory. We're going to spend a lot of time in Visual Studio examining code, looking at code, and learning how to code by coding. We will also spend time on object-oriented programming in great detail, and that will mean talking about classes and objects, as well as other aspects of object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a technique that allows you to map your program to the problem domain. The problem domain is whatever it is you're trying to solve. With object-oriented programming, you can create objects that represent customers or bank accounts or any other thing in the problem domain. And that approach greatly reduces cognitive load, makes it much easier to understand your program and understand what you're building with your program. All of this will make a lot more sense as we begin coding. But before we can do that, we need to take a look at how to get a copy of Visual Studio. So let's go to that URL. Just open up a browser, and in the URL, enter librt.me/ and then capital VIZ, capital STUDIO, capital EX for Visual Studio Express, and hit enter. That will take you to the Visual Studio Editions page. If it is possible for you to purchase an edition of Visual Studio, that's great. You get more with the commercial versions, of course, but you can download a free version by clicking on Download and then clicking on Visual Studio Express 2012. The version you're going to want for this course is Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows Desktop. You'll see that you can download that in two ways. One is a direct over-the-internet install, and the other is to download an ISO file to your computer. Do whichever is more convenient for you until Visual Studio is running on your computer. Once you have that up and running, you're ready to get started with coding in C Sharp.